Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Osaka. This is my very first Vroid YouTube video. If you like my content and you wish for me to make more videos, please hit the like and subscribe button below. Thank you in advance. Arigato. So, today I decided I'm going to be reading from a book that I really loved reading as a child. It's a series of books, and they're called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Many of you may have heard of it, and for those of you who haven't heard of it, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is a collection of folklore, old scary stories that used to be told by the campfire. These stories are retold by Alan Swartz. If I mispronounce his name, I'm sorry. But yeah, I really loved reading his books when I was a child. There's about 3 of them, and they're not scary by today's standards, but the artwork in the original one was so amazing. Recently there was a film, I believe, that was made after the book, and I loved that they used the original artwork for the film, and not the reprinted version. If you do go and read the book, I do recommend you read the originals with the original artwork and not the reprint. The reprint is heavily edited and they changed out all the artwork. And for me personally, the original books, its artwork was something you can visualize when you're hearing the stories, and that's what made the stories really scary. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, so I'm going to be reading you a story from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and the story that I've chosen today is called The Thing. So, a little bit about The Thing. The Thing is a scary story about 2 young boys who see something horrible in a cornfield at night. It's based on the novella Scotland folklore in the book Blue Nose Ghost. But today, like I said, I will be reading you the version from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Now just sit back, relax, maybe get something to munch on, turn off all the lights, and enjoy. The Thing, a retelling told by Alvin Swartz. Ted and Sam were good friends. They spent a lot of time together. On this particular night, they were sitting on a fence by the post office, talking about one thing and another. There was a cornfield across the road from them. As they were talking, suddenly Ted spotted something crawling through the fields, and then it stood up. It looked like a man, but in the dark, it was hard to tell for sure. Ted nudged Sam to get him to look at this strange figure. But just as he got his attention, it was gone. However, soon after, it appeared again. This time, it walked halfway across the road. Then, it turned around and went back into the field. It then paused before it suddenly came out for a 3rd time, and it started to rush towards them. By now, Ted and Sam were scared, and they started to run. After running for a while, they finally stopped to catch their breath. They thought, "We're being foolish." They weren't sure what had scared them, so they decided to go back to get a better look. But pretty soon, they saw it, for it had been following them to meet them the whole time. It was wearing black pants, a white shirt, and black suspenders. It stood there across from them. Ted said, "I'm going to try and touch it. Then we'll know if it's real." He walked up to it and peered into its face. It had bright, penetrating eyes that sank deep into its head. It looked like a skeleton. Ted took one look and screamed, and again he and Sam ran. This time, the skeleton followed them. When they got to Ted's house, they stood in the doorway and watched it. It stayed out on the road for a while. Then, it just suddenly disappeared. A year later, Ted got sick and died. Towards the end, Sam sat up with him every night. The night that Ted died, Sam said he looked just like a skeleton. He looked exactly like the thing. Dun dun dun. The end. I hope you enjoyed that short little story. And if you wish to read more stories like that, please, I recommend that you read the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark by Alvin Schwartz. Please look up for the original, not the reprinted copy. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.